back to my channel. Today we are going to be going over the M Cosmetics Heaven Glow blushes. So I have heard so many people talk about these blushes, and everyone always said, since you're such a blush fan, you have to try M Cosmetics blushes. So here we are. I have finally bought all 3 shades. They just recently launched Venetian Rose. So this is the new shade that was just launched, and it's pretty. It is a very, very pretty blush. So this one is in the shade Magic Hour. It's so, so pretty. Like, it's just beautiful. And then this one is in the shade Faded Clementine, which this one has more of your peachy orange base to it. In case you were like me and you've never bought any of the blushes from M Cosmetics, I thought that maybe buying all 3 of the shades, trying them on so you can see what they look like, and also swatching them next to a bunch of other shades in my collection, you can kind of decide from there in case you just want to buy one. So let's go ahead and get into the details about these blushes. All 3 of the blushes have a soft gold pearlized pigments that create luminosity and radiance without heavy shimmer or glitter. They're also baked in Italy. This powder blush feels soft and blends seamlessly for an extra ultra glow and skin-like finish. It has a unique mixture of pearlized powder and cream that are combined, pressed, and baked for 12 hours, resulting in a fine, radiant, and blendable formula. They are a 3-dimensional quality that reflects a soft focus for a blurring effect on the skin. They are also a buildable formula that layers beautifully for sheer to rich color. They're also a multifunctional powder and safe for use on the eyes as eyeshadow for a monochromatic look. They are vegan, cruelty-free, and gluten-free. So, of course, we're going to go ahead and jump into the application so you guys can see how these apply. And then we will get into the swatches. And then, of course, I will get into my final thoughts. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so let's jump into these blushes from M Cosmetics. I am so excited to try these. Now, I didn't put anything on my face because I wanted you guys to see what the shade looks like without bronzer and all that. I'll apply bronzer afterwards, but these shades are beautiful. So this one is Faded Clementine. This one is Magic Hour. And this one is Venetian Rose. They're so beautiful. I can't even begin to tell you how beautiful these are. They are so pretty. And the textures are so soft. And the thing that I'm noticing is that, yes, they have a slight radiance to them, but I don't feel like the radiance is going to emphasize texture. It's hard to find that product. I think Hourglass has kind of mastered it, where their blushes have a very beautiful radiant effect to them, but they don't emphasize texture. So these seem to me, just by swatching them and the texture of them, they've also done a great job with finding that balance. So I have clean brushes. Yes, I know it is nothing short of a miracle. I am going to go into the shade Venetian Rose, and I'm going to put it on this side. Woo! So they're powdery. So I just dipped into it, and this brush in particular, I don't know if it's going to do it with other brushes, but this is the Refer number 4, and it picked up quite a bit. So kind of keep that in mind. Tap off until you kind of know how it applies, because it seems like it's a pretty pigmented formula. Ooh, these are pretty. This is beautiful. Look at that blush, you guys. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna wipe the brush off. Pretty much got it all clean. I got 3 of them here with 2 cheeks, so I don't know. Let's go into the Faded Clementine and stick that like right here. So you can see that this one does kind of have that orange peach. I would say it's probably a little bit more orange than peach. Now let's go into the Magic Hour, and let's put Magic Hour over top of this. So now you guys can see what this looks like. Let's go in with Magic Hour. Ooh, those colors together is really pretty, right? So here you can see it has a little bit of radiance right here. So yeah, it does have some radiance, but I don't necessarily think that it's emphasizing my pores. So I think this actually looks really beautiful. That's it for the application portion of the video. Let's go ahead and jump into the swatches and comparisons. And then of course I will jump into my final thoughts. So I will see you guys then. Okay, so now that we've made it through the application, the swatches, let me go ahead and get into my final thoughts. First of all, I just have to say, overall, the formula, you were all right. These are absolutely beautiful. And in fact, crazy enough, I think I like this formula even more so than the Hourglass formula. I feel like I get a little bit more pigment from them, which I'm kind of a blush nut, so I'm not surprised. It seems like Hourglass, they're a very buildable formula, and so don't get me wrong, you never want your blushes and your bronzers to be overly pigmented, right? You want them to be a very buildable formula so that you can control how much you're applying and you can actually control the blend of them, right? But these I feel like are more pigmented than the Hourglass blushes, and I feel like they apply just very seamlessly and they look absolutely beautiful. And like I said in the application, they have a radiance to them, but doesn't emphasize texture either. So once I went over my skin with some setting powder and kind of buffed it all together, it was just like this magical little moment, and they're just beautiful. Like, I can't think of anything negative to say. I will say my favorite shade has to be the Venetian Rose. I just think this is so beautiful. You can see it kind of coming through the camera. You can see how it has this beautiful shine, and that's how it gives the skin. It just, when the light hits it, it just has this beautiful shine to it, but in a very soft way. And the formula is spectacular. Like, I can't, this is definitely my favorite. Of the three, I think it probably goes, this is my favorite. And then the Magic Hour is probably my second favorite. And then the third is probably Faded Clementine, which is kind of surprising to me because of my skin tone and stuff, I always reach for those peachy blushes. Those are kind of like my favorite. But with this one comes across a little bit too much on the orangey side. It has more of an orange base versus a peach base. So on my skin tone, it's still beautiful, don't get me wrong. But I think for me personally, I have more blushes in my collection that have a peach base that I like more than this actual shade. But it's still a very beautiful shade. You know, that's just me on a personal level. But overall, these are stunning. They are just absolutely beautiful. So those are my final thoughts, you guys. I have nothing negative to say. I could not think of anything negative to say. You get 8 grams worth of product for $35, and they're, you know, baked in Italy. It's pretty incredible, the formula on these. You guys were all right. These are amazing. That's all I got, you guys. Nothing negative to say. These are beautiful. I hope that the swatches were helpful for you so you could kind of decide which shade you would like to buy and introduce into your collection. And that's all we got, you guys. Sound off down below in the comment section. Let me know if you guys have these and what you think of them. I'm very curious, even if your opinion differs from mine, especially if your opinion differs from mine. I always think it's very, very important for everybody to share their opinion and make it so subjective, and nobody's wrong. We're just all different and want something different from makeup. So if you have a different opinion, share it. That's what we're here for. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me in today's video. I hope you guys all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you. Bye.